reading from the second book of Chronicles. In those days, all the princes of Judah, the priests and the people, added infidelity to infidelity, practicing all the abominations of the nations and polluting the Lord's temple, which he had consecrated in Jerusalem. Early and often did the Lord, the God of their fathers, send his messengers to them, for he had compassion on his people and his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of God, despised his warnings, and scoffed at his prophets, until the anger of the Lord against his people was so inflamed that there was no remedy. Their enemies burnt the house of God, tore down the walls of Jerusalem, set all its palaces afire, and destroyed all its precious objects. Those who escaped the sword were carried captive to Babylon, where they became servants of the king of the Chaldeans and his sons, until the kingdom of the Persians came to power. All this was to fulfill the word of the Lord spoken by Jeremiah. Until the land has retrieved its lost Sabbaths, during all the time it lies waste, it shall have rest, while 70 years are fulfilled. In the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, in order to fulfill the word of the Lord spoken by Jeremiah, the Lord inspired King Cyrus of Persia to issue this proclamation throughout his kingdom, both by word of mouth and in writing. Thus says Cyrus, king of Persia, all the kingdoms of the earth, the Lord, the God of heaven, has given to me, and he has also charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Whoever, therefore, among you belongs to any part of his people, let him go up, and may his God be with him. The word of the Lord.
Our first reading for this Sunday is taken from the second book of Chronicles. Let us reflect on the mercy of God that saves us. We are saved by God's mercy. Oh, this love, this mercy of God that, wow, thanks to it, we are saved. The first reading is some sort of a summary of the history of Judah. And what a summary. It says that all the priests, all the people, all the prophets added infidelity to infidelity in their relationship to God. Now, wow, in such a description, you can already imagine how bad the situation was. And they had no respect for God. They just added on abominations and insults to God. But God was compassionate. God did not want to leave his people alone in its misery due to its own fault and sinfulness. So God sent messengers. But what did they do? They did not only ignore the messengers, they insulted the messengers as well, the prophets, and they were even harmed. Now, the justice of God had to come, had to surface. And so the people were now subjected to the Chaldeans. Many of them were killed, many, and their properties confiscated. The temple was also burned down, and all the sacred objects were not only destroyed, but also rendered impure. But before we make any conclusion about God being merciless, no. The fact of the matter is, in this summary, which includes some sort of a theological or spiritual interpretation of the events, we see that these forms of punishments were really God's merciful and compassionate ways of reminding Israel to go back to its roots. These punishments were really a way by which God was inviting them to get out of the effects of sin and to return to God. It is not punishment to destroy, but punishment to remind and to evoke from the hearts of peoples a desire to return to God. But even in the absence of that full conversion, look at how God exercised His mercy and compassion. As God had predicted or prophesied through Jeremiah, King Cyrus of Persia was raised. And one of the actions of Cyrus was to restore the temple and to lead Israel back home in order for it to worship God again. The restoration of the people. God, in God's mercy, will be hurt, but God does not allow the hurt, the insult that He experienced from the sinful people to dominate. No, it was always mercy and compassion, the never-ending, never-tiring attempt of God to save His people, to remind them, and to lead them home. This is the grace that we celebrate. We are saved by the mercy of God.